Hey everyone, this is Lilith. Welcome back to another YouTube live here with me on the Altenew YouTube channel. So I'm just going to wait for a couple of you to pop in. I'm going to pull myself up on the screen. That way I can follow the comments a lot easier while I'm creating. So I'm just going to wait a little while until a couple of you pop in. So if you are with me today, come and wave hello, pop in the comments section. I would love to see you. And today we're going to do some lovely creating. Hi there, Heidi. Hi, Sue. And the Altenew badge is there as well is Oram, who is going to be popping in all the links and answering all your questions, the things I don't see while I'm creating. So I'm just going to still try and get myself up on the screen. I'm going to change the account here. Altenew, there we go. And I should see myself, yay. Okay, so hi there everyone. I hope you're having a lovely time, a lovely week. It's the middle of the week, which means 2 more days and then it's the weekend. I'm super busy, lots of things going on for Altenew as well, but also for school. We've got lots of projects that are in the works, which means lots of meetings and stuff like that. But it's all fun, it's all really positive. So, today, YouTube Live, some creating. I thought I'd make a layout. So just to show you all the products before I flip you down and we can start working. So today I'm going to be working with one of the newer sets, which is called the Watercolor Halftone. It is this set. It is not a layering die, but you will get an illusion of layering. And I'm going to show you a special way of using this stamp set because you've got 1, 2, 3 sets of flowers. So this kind of 2 large clusters and then just a single flower. Okay. And sometimes you think, how am I going to get different color shades onto this? And that's what I'm going to show you today. And for the colors, I have pulled out, and I forgot to take out my oranges, so I'm going to probably pull those out, or maybe some purples and reds, or I'll probably take out some purples instead. I have pulled out this Spring Bouquet, the mini set, just because I like using the mini set with this technique. And for my purples, I'll just grab the ones which are closest to me in my drawer. And this is the set I'll be using, and I forgot the name. It's the one with wisteria, hydrangea, etc. They're in it. So this is the set. That's for the purples. There we go. So those are the inks. That is the stamp set. And I've also pulled out the coordinating die, which is this one. And in the die, you get the 3 dies for your 2 larger clusters and then the single flower. So I'm going to be creating a layout with this. Thank you. It's called the Enchanted Garden one. Okay, so that's the die. Now, what's something very special with this die, and unfortunately, I think the washi tape is sold out, but it does match this lovely washi tape, and I already forgot the name of this one. Okay. Yeah, you can still, I mean, this is still a technique you can use on cards. Just I've been doing lots of cards on the lives, and I thought it'd be nice just to show like a layout again, even though I never really finish it. But anyway, so this is the washi tape we use with this set. So I'm going to show you that. Unfortunately, it is not in stock at the moment, but if you're interested, just click on the little button and it will warn you as soon as it comes back in stock. And by clicking on it, you can also show Altenew that there's high demand for it. So they'll try and stock on it more faster. So this, I'll use it today. So if you do have this and you don't have the die or the stamp set yet, you could maybe acquire one of these just to, thank you, it's the Painted Fantasy washi tape. Thank you, Oram. And I'm going to use this as well just to show you how you can combine different elements as well. And I just love that Altenew is kind of catering to like multifunctional a multifunctional approach to crafting. So just not having one product, but like the product you can use in several ways. That's what I really like about these dies. It's not only a die to cut out a stamp, but you can also cut out the washi. So there we go. I'm going to pop you down and we can start creating. I'm just going to put my tablet to one side. My desk is full of stuff. Usually I'm not really messy, but I've just been filming loads of videos and doing lots of stuff and haven't had time to clean. When you've got 4 kids, you don't have time to clean. Anyway, so there we go. Let's just pop you down. Might just move my, just move it over a bit. Let's see how I'm going to do this. So, yeah. And this is not Facebook, so I won't be able to flip you around correctly. I'm trying. Why doesn't it want to go? Oh, I can't get you guys straight. Oh, Teresa, I don't know how I do it. I just try. That's all I can say. I try. So, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I prepared them. Oh, they're over here. There we go. No, that's not it. Where did I put them? Oh, they're over there on my table. Sorry, that's my printer. Likes to remind me he's there. So I've just got some really simple printing paper. This will come in handy to pop my washi tape on. So I'm going to just stick some washi tape onto this printing paper for a later on. Okay. I'm going to pop this to one side. There we go. This is not off to a good start. So I usually kind of stick a bit to my table and then and then I just pull it out and just go. And this is not straight, dear oh dear. So this, I just tear off and then I'll go over with another strip. I did do this one really well, so I'm going to try and do it again on this piece of paper. Let's just try and get this nice and lined up. So usually what I would do is just stick a piece of that tape onto the table like so. There we go. And I'm going to just try and line up the paper with the top of the washi tape. Let's just start by sticking the washi straight. That would be a lot easier. I have my guideline. Okay, there we go. So now all I have to do is kind of pop that in there, and now it should be kind of straight. There we go. You can use cardstock, I just use paper. Yep, don't forget to share while this is live. Ooh, and I'm not going, it's not completely straight. Okay. Don't forget to share while this is live, because we will pick a lucky winner at the end. I'm just going to tear this off. There we go. And now I'm going to do a second strip so that I have enough to cut out of. There we go. Just going to try and line this up. There we go. Okay, that's good. Oops. Thank you for sharing, everyone. Oh, Drifter. I know, and you think that when they get old it'd get easier, but it doesn't. It's just different. So I think I've got enough washi tape to last me for a bit here. Okay. And previously what I would do is I'd take my scissors and cut them out, but now it's a lot easier. So I'm just going to cut these out. That way that is done. And I will need my larger die cut machine for this. And so I've already got my plates here. There we go. They're already done. They're already ready. So I'm probably just going to cut this sheet in half. That will be easier to cut out. There we go, like this. And I'm going to do the same with this. Okay, so I'm going to pull out the dies. So there are 3 dies in here. Okay. I usually open my dies on the side. Just a lot easier to pop them back in afterwards. There we go. So this one, which should fit this flower perfectly. So all you have to do is kind of line it up a bit and then just take another piece of tape and just tape it down so that when you run it through the machine, it doesn't move too much. So as you can see here, I don't have that little end. I will just pop that under another embellishment on my layout. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm just going to try and get this nice and lined up, or as nice as possible. And I'm just going to tape this down. So I've got 2 on here. I'll cut that other one out. On this piece, I've got that second flower. Here, which you can see in the cluster. And once again, I'm going to have to fiddle around. It's like this. There we go. So as you can see, they just fit perfectly in there. And once again, I'm just going to take a piece of tape. There we go. And I don't know if any of you have seen the Creativation video where you can see some of our new products that will coming out really soon. Yeah, I know, Therese, I'm just really lazy. And I like using, there we go. So I've got these already, these 2 done. I might cut out a few more, but I'm going to take my die cut machine now. Here it is. It's a big one, the bigger one. And I'm going to pop this onto my plate, make my little sandwich and roll it through. There we go. Super duper easy. And I mean, once you've got all your washi on your paper, it is really easy just to cut them out. There, I've got my first one. See, look how pretty that is. 1, 2, 3. And as we are working on this one, I'm just going to cut out the second one as well. There we go. That way I have 2. You can never have enough embellishments. That's what I love about these washi tapes. They can be used as a background. You can, and then you can cut them out. And I mean, I'm a scrapbooker first. I do make cards, but I make layouts a lot more than cards. And as scrapbookers, we like to have lots of embellishments, or I do at least, because I love to create layers. So I'm going to take my second piece here, and I'm going to run that through the machine. There we go. Yeah, it's a lovely color. It's my favorite color. There we go. See how pretty that is? How easy that is to cut out. No more fussy cutting. Yay! There we go. And I think I'm done with this. I think that's enough. I'm just going to keep my dies because I will be using them later on. Oh, I've got another one over here. Oh, I might just cut out another one. So 2 of both, that would be perfect. So here you can see I've got another one. So I'm just going to cut this out again. I'm trying to figure out. There we go. I really love this set. So many possibilities. Stamp alone, stamp and die cut, use the tape. I mean, and I just love flowers. So flowers, butterflies, I'm a happy girl. And these are really pretty flowers because they're pink, and I love pink. I love pink, I love teal, I love purple. There we go. And voila! Look at that! Pretty! It is amazing. So I've got my washi cut out, so that is done. I'm just going to put my plates and my machine to the side. I'll take them out a bit later on once I've done my stamping. So let's get working on the stamping. So we're just going to do lots of stamping and die cutting, and that's that for the layout. Nothing too complicated. We're not gonna. So I'm going to use my MISTI tool for this because we're going to do this in several steps. So the first thing you will need is some white cardstock, which I had somewhere and then I put it away and now I can't find it anymore. Oh, it's over here. I popped it to one side. There we go. I've got some white cardstock. I'm just going to cut this down to size a bit. Just see. I'm going to do it with my scissors. There we go. So this is just a piece I still had left over because for my backing, I'm going to be using this I think I'm going to be using this beautiful kind of teal paper, and I might be using this pink paper, which is from the Reflection Scrapbook collection, or I think. So this background, which I cut part off, and this is just the back part of it. So that way I don't throw anything away. So let's get out the stamp. So this is the set. You've got the 3 flowers in there, and I'm going to try and show it on to the camera. It might be just a bit difficult, but if you can see, it's a bit pixelated. You've got these little pixels, and they are spaced a bit further away in certain parts, and then they are spaced closer to each other in other parts, and you get a kind of, you get the impression that you've got different shades of the same color, but it's not, it's the same color, but just because of the spacing of these pixels, you get that impression. So I'm going to just pull this out. And yeah, before I do that, I'm just going to take my eraser, my rubber, and just, I'm going to go all over all of them. I have used them, but you never know. Just get them prepped nicely. Okay, and just going to take my microfiber cloth and just wipe off any excess little bits from the eraser. There we go. So I'm going to do the first one. Let's go here. I might do them separately. I'm going to do this separately. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my green ink. I'm going to start with the green. And if I look at the image, the green is around like the edges over here. So I'm just going to do that around the edges. There we go. And I couldn't find my finger daubers because this is something usually I do with my finger daubers, but I couldn't find them. So I'll just have to do something different. I'm going to try something different. If you've just joined us, don't forget to share while we are live. So I'm going to go in with some limeade first, and I'm going to ink up kind of the edges, like so. Okay, just going to ink up the edges a bit. There we go. And just where the image goes into the flower, I'm just going to kind of blend that out a bit with a brush, because I can't find my finger daubers, so I'm just going to do that with a brush. There we go. And I'm just going to stamp that green first. So here I've used the limeade color. There we go. So that was the first one. As you can see, I've just stamped out the outer image. I'm going to go in with a little bit of lime, just a bit of a darker shade, and I'm just going to really just add that a little bit, a tad around the edges, just a little bit, just to get a hint of shading in there. And once again, I'm just going to kind of blend that out a bit. There we go. And I'm going to stamp that again. This will just give me a little bit of a darker shade around the edges. Okay. So, and as my paper is moving, good thing I'm using the Misty tool. That way everything stays nice and put. There we go. So now I'm going to go in with a bit of that pink, and I'm going to go in with a bit of baby pink first, and I'm just going to add that to the middle section. Okay, like so. And once again, I'm just going to take another blending brush, and I'm just going to kind of blend this out a bit. Okay, because I don't want to get any of those harsh lines from the so I'm even going to blend out a bit in the middle, just to make it really soft. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to go in with fuchsia. I might go in with a bit more green over there afterwards. I might just do it now. No, I'll do it afterwards. So a bit of that fuchsia as well. I'm going to kind of add it a bit over here and here. There we go. So if I would stamp it like this, I would get like squares. So once again, I'm just going to go in with my blending brush and just blend the color in there. It might mix in a bit with the green, but I don't mind. I don't really mind. There we go. And I also want a hint of purple in there. So I'm going to take Andromeda or Hydrangea. I don't know. So this is going to be, I prefer using the smaller ink cubes for this, just because they are easier, especially with this an image like this, not to put too much ink on there. But I'm going to try with the Hydrangea, and I'm just going to add a bit of color over here. I will blend it out. So there we go. Just add a bit. Once again, just go in with the blending tool and kind of blend it out a bit. I'll just get a softer hue of that and just give that a good press. Okay. So here with the green, there's a bit of the leaf missing. So I'm going to go in with a bit more of my lime. Maybe just some limeade in the beginning over here. And then some of that lime. There we go. And I'm going to take my other brush and just kind of blend that over there. Just to make sure. Ooh, pop the image in the corner again, so that when I stamp, everything stamps nicely. There we go. Oh, that's a lot better. So there I have my first image all done. I'm going to take a little bit of cleaner and just spray that. I usually just spray it on my cloth and just clean it. There we go. So that's the first one done. Okay, going to pop that back on here, and we're going to go in with the second one. Going to maybe try and do both at the same time. So this is my second one, and see if I can fit in the smaller one. Thank you. So this is the Watercolor Halftone stamp. It's a lovely set. So I'm just going to hold up that first image and just show you how that looks close by. Don't know what you think. It's got this really cool effect. You can't go wrong actually with it. And this is a technique you could really use on a card as well. And just for the colors, I picked these colors because I thought they would work nicely. As you can see, they do go well nicely with the washi tape as well. So I wanted to get like the nice crisp images from the washi tape, and then the more kind of artsy look with the stamping. There we go. Let's go in with the next one. So we're going to do the same thing like we did for our first cluster here. So here we can see on the smaller stamp, we've got our leaves on the side. So I'm going to go in this time with a bit of lime and then a bit of fresh leaf. So there we go, just to get the colors a bit different. So I'm going to start with the lime. There we go. And I'm going to do the same here on the other stamp. Just go in with my lime. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to take my little green blending brush and just blend that out a bit so I don't get those harsh edges. There we go. And this is really super duper easy. There we go. And now I'm going to stamp it. And already by blending it out, you're going to get like a variation in shade just with the one color already. And then with those little pixels, the color will be a bit more different. And I'm going to go in with a darker shade. This one is the Fresh Leaf. This time I'm just going to go around the edges a bit here, and the same over here. Just doing like so. And once again, I'm just going to blend that out a bit. Don't want to get those rectangular, all those harsh lines on my image. There we go. If I find it easier to use I mean, for this kind of stamping technique, I prefer my mini cubes, just because it means I can like dab in the middle of the image and not get ink all over the image. But I did move my stamp a bit here. Okay, that's going to be okay. I'm going to stamp it a second time. There we go. I don't know. I kind of like both. It depends. If you've got a really large image, the larger oval ones are a lot easier to use. For example, we had a kind of a tartan stamp, which has got this really large base. So having a larger stamp would be a lot easier. But, oh, why am I taking it off? Silly me. Let's just pop that back on. I'm not done yet. Okay. There we go, just got to pop it back on. Silly me, silly me. So we're going to do our pinks and our purples now. So let's go in with our lightest color, which is baby pink. Just pop that in the center. And now I'm going to blend it out a bit. There we go. Just blend. And let's stamp. Okay, and I'm going to go in with my next color, which is the fuchsia. There we go. Just kind of blend that out a bit. And let's stamp. Okay, and I might even go in with a bit of the magenta. This is really dark. So when you're using your brushes, I would recommend dabbing, not rubbing, because you might get some streaks in there as well. So I'm just going to dab a bit. There we go. Okay, put this back into place. And I'm going to add a bit of that purple as well. There we go. Once again, just going to blend that out a bit. There we go. And there we have it. Oh, this moved. It's okay. There we go. So I think I've got that done. I'm going to clean this off and just cut it out. Oh, they do. They work really nicely, Teresa. And I mean, you won't get like, sometimes the image is not as crisp as it would be maybe with like just inking up and stamping, but it creates a really, really nice effect. So I'm going to pop my stamps back on there. There we go. And now all I have to do is cut these out. So I'm going to put my Misty tool in my little trolley, get out my die cut machine once again. And this time I'm going to use all 3 dies. This is my first one. There we go. Gonna just line that up. Okay. Stick it down. Let's do the second one. Ooh, I might have to do this separately because I can't get it in. My die cut machine is too big. I can't get it in the image. There we go. Okay, so let's get that in there. Little sandwich. Okay. Let's just turn. There we go. This is one of them cut out. And it even cuts out those little white center parts. You can see that's really, really pretty. Okay, just going to put this die to one side. There we go. This one, as you can see, cut out nicely too. And now all we have to do is the last one, which is over here. There we go. Just going to try and line that up nicely. There we go. Stick it down. Top plate on top, and let's just roll it through. Okay. So now that I've got all of my little pieces, I can start working on the layout. So pop that out, die to one side, plates to the other. Okay. So this was the background paper I was going to use for my layout. Okay. Pop the stamp to one side as well. Okay. I'm going to try and get everything on the screen, but it's going to be a bit difficult. Maybe if I do this. That should be better. You should see approximately everything. So I don't know if I'm going to use this this little strip or not. We'll just have to see when I create the layout. So I've got all my little elements here. And I'm going to use the strip, but I'm going to change this. I'm going to go for white. There we go. I prefer white. I think the teal color was just a bit too much with that green. Oh, Doreen. So I've got my stamped images, I've got my cutout images, I need my photo, and it's a photo of me and Lydia at Creative World in Frankfurt. And I can't believe it's been nearly 2 weeks since we were there. So this is how I cut out my photos. I print them out and then I kind of chisel away at them with my scissors. There we go. So I've got my strip here, and I was thinking of maybe adding another strip to it as well. I'm going to pop it down a bit. There we go. And this is my photo. Got lots of white space over there. So I'm going to start by adding a little flower over here. I'm going to add another one here at the top. Okay. And now I'm going to mix in some of those stamped images as well. So here, this is the kind of tricky part where I have to play around with the different elements just to see how they work. And I'm working upside down, which doesn't make it very easy. Okay. I'm going to move this up a bit, the photo. Okay, this is going to be a bit better. Okay, like so. This one, move this down a bit. It was a beautiful teal, Heidi, but I don't think it was going to work with this color combination. I usually stick to 2 colors and then like the same kind of tones, not to make it too busy. This is going to be a very flowery layout. There we go. Add this here. There we go. And now all I will have to do is add a title and some stamping. But you can already see the general. Oh, I've got this little flower over here. I'm going to pop it on here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to try and glue this down. Yep, I do like the layers on the white as well. I think that just makes it, finishes it off nicely. So I've got the general idea of my layout here. So this is how I go about sticking everything down. So I start by going like this. Oops, has to stick. There we go. So I'm going to just stick this down. Okay. My photo will be like so. And then I just pull elements up and start gluing this down. There we go. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay. At the bottom a bit. And now I'm going to do the same with the middle section. There we go. The flowers I can still rearrange a bit, but there we go. Okay. Once I've got that down, I'm just going to pop this up a bit and take my photo out. I usually just glue things down in the middle because I like, especially with flowers, I like just popping a bit of glue and then I kind of pull up the outer edges so that I can create a bit of dimension without using any foam elements. There we go. So this one, no glue. There we go. there. So I'm going to pop this one beneath. Once again, I'm just going to play around with those leaves and pop them out to get some dimension. Yep, there's still time to share. There we go. Oops, just pop these out. And then I've got this one here, which I'm going to pop over here. There we go. So there we have our layout. I've got the basics down of the layout. So this is, I mean, really simple, just like a strip of pattern paper, a strip of cardstock, which is in the same tones, but a kind of bright color just to ground everything and to make a good base. And I know, isn't it impressive, Heidi? I don't even know if it looks good. I'm going to have a look at it. No, I like it. Getting quite good at this upside down thing. Now, things I like to add are buttons, which Altenew doesn't have yet. Kind of hinting there, please. Or, that's the tablet going. I have got some Altenew little enamel dots, which I might pop on here as well. So I'm going to have a look through these. I've got some greens, which would work pretty well there. And I also got some of these nice reds. Yellow won't do it. So I'm just going to pop them back. I haven't even used my grays yet. There we go. So I'm going to have a look through my little buttons. Might pop some green in there as well. I'm going to have a look there. I love this color scheme, but I always seem to go for pink and green or pink and teal, but it's what I like, so I do variations of it. Yeah, Heidi, just go with it. So here I've got my buttons. Just gonna have a look and see how I'm gonna use those. There we go. I do like a cute little button here and there. These are nice and bright. So I don't know if I'm going to go with a pink or pretty green. Let's just see. Got some lighter pink as well. This one's a bit different. Yeah, those three are nice. Oh, that's a bit off. This one is nice too. Okay, I've got 3 buttons, 3 in each color. Let's just see how I put them on there. Put them back in their little cubby afterwards. So this is the tricky part because I'm working upside down. So let's just see if I can figure this out. So my triangles. I'm probably going to pop one over here, one at the top, maybe one here. So I don't know if I'm going to go with green or pink. Pink is kind of getting lost in there. I'm going to try with the green over here, and over here. Oh, don't like the green either. I think I'm preferring the pink. I think the pink kind of, it blends in with the flowers a bit more, so that's why I'm going to go with the pinks. And I'll add some green enamel dots afterwards. There we go. And what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to use a teeny tiny bit of twine. There we go. And I'm going to take my foam dots. And I love threading through buttons. So here I'm going to do a cross thread through the button. So what I usually do is I do like a diagonal, and then I'm going to do the second diagonal here, like so. This is a white and pink twine, and I usually do like 1 or 2 little knots at the bottom. There we go. And then I'm going to cut off the excess here, my scissors. And then to glue them down, I usually just use some enamel, not enamel dots, some foam dots. There we go. This one I'm going to put over here. I'm going to kind of pop a leaf over it, that way you get the impression that's a flower. So with this one, I'm going to do it a bit differently. Oh, doesn't want to go through. Come on. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to go and create a little bow on it. There we go. Come on. Thread through, thread through. I'm going to cut a piece off because the twine is untwining and I can't get it through this hole. It's a bit smaller than the previous button. There we go. I remember when I started scrapbooking, one of the first things I did was I kind of used buttons, because I had loads of buttons from sewing and they were pretty cheap to buy. And so I used to use loads and loads of buttons and twine on my layouts, and easy things I could find like doilies, and because when I started I was still a student, and so I didn't have a really big budget. Can't believe that I've been crafting for over 20 years, and I've always been dabbing in art a bit. So there we go. I'm going to pull this off, and then I'm going to, all I'll have to do is like add, there we go, this one has a little bow. There we go. And this one, just going to do it super easy as well. I know, probably I've been crafting for more than like maybe, when did I start? My mum told me this really funny story. She said when I was like about 1.5, between 1.5 and 2, I think it was, she used to, I used to go down for naps, and then like most kids would like play with their doll or something which was left in the crib. My mom used to put a magazine in the crib, and I would just tear out paper. I would just tear and tear and tear paper. So I've always been playing with paper, which is really funny. She says she remember I would like wake up from my nap, and I would still like stay in my crib for about an hour just tearing up pieces from magazines. So there we go. So I started at 2 and I'm 41, which means I've been doing this for a very long time. There we go, a little button at the top. So I think I've got the basics down. All I'll have to do is add a title. I'll probably add it on the top here to get kind of a ledger effect. And then I'll probably add maybe some hand journaling here at the bottom, or maybe add even a couple of stamps from the set. So I'm going to pop you back up. Just going to have a look at the sentiments on the set. Yeah, there are fun ones on here. Yeah, you made my day. Enjoy the moment. Hello, lovely. So I could use some of these as well in my journaling. So there we go. So I'm going to pop the screen back up. Be careful. I'm going to be... It's me again. So, yay, I kept it under an hour. So this is the stamp set I used today. It is the the Watercolor Halftone stamp set, which is an amazing set. I love it to bits, and it's amazing because you can stamp with it, you can cut out your flowers, but you can also die cut the washi tape, which is over here. There we go. So lots of fabulous ways of using it. And this is the layout I created with it. So I still have to add a title and some little journaling pieces, and I might add maybe a couple of ink splatters afterwards. I don't know yet. I'll just see how that goes. I think maybe some green little splatters with one of the Altenew spray inks would work really well. Maybe the frayed leaf would work really nicely, just to have that bit of sparkle in there as well. So there you have it. I have popped Lydia in one of my scrapbook pages, which means I've got another memory, and I will have so much joy looking at this layout because it just reminds me of that really fun time I had with her in Frankfurt. So I hope you enjoyed this YouTube live. A bit different because I didn't make a card this time, but my layout, things I love doing. But I did want to try and create a layout which was like nearly done. I just have to add the title and some journaling. And it's been so fun chatting to you, and you've been popping in telling me how long you've been crafting, and it's really amazing. We've all been crafting so long, and if it wasn't like card making or maybe scrapbooking, we were always busy. I remember I've always been like doing calligraphy or collecting paper. I used to collect like writing paper with matching envelopes. I still have them on top of one of my cupboards. And so I've always been doing something with paper and crafting, and it's always been a really fun way to relax and just to have fun in general. So I hope you had a bit of fun today, that you've got some new ideas for future projects. If you are on social media, don't forget to tag us. You can even tag me, because I would love to see all of your lovely creations, and I know there are some amazing card makers out there, and I love looking at all those pretty cards, and I try to be inspired by all of you because I'm not really good at a card maker. It's just too small. It's like really tiny, and I'm always amazed to see some of amazing cards made by all of you out there. So thank you so much for joining me. A huge shout out to Urum, who has been helping me pop in all the links to our products, answering some of your questions if you had any, and because I tried to follow but couldn't follow all of it. And there you go. So there you have it. I hope to see you very soon. We'll be back next week on Monday, if I'm not mistaken, for a really short Facebook Live, 30 minutes. I'm going to really try and crap it into 30 minutes. And we'll see you next week on Facebook then. Have a lovely day. Thank you all for sharing. Thank you so much for supporting Altenew. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a lovely afternoon and evening or morning, wherever you are in the world. Bye everyone. See you soon.